I would like to get your attention also, although it's not very easy here, where everyone are enjoying their coffee and biscuits. But I will do shortly, and later on you can come to our booth back there, where you can see one guy with a green head, so he belongs to us. So please come. About our company, we were already founded 6 years ago in 2011, so we're not so new as the previous speaker here with his company, and we have already been in this business for some time. Why we exist? The reason is that we want to help our customers to to reduce their energy consumption and to enhance their economical results. So this is our reason to exist and our vision. On these pictures you can see the typical customer segments where we are that we have. We have there on the left side, we have the Aura veekeskus in Tartu. That's in our sports and hotels segment. In the middle we have one typical shop, that's a Rimi shop in Tallinn, and on the right side we have an office building. So why I'm showing you this is that as we have had here today a lot of discussions about collecting the data and securing the data, and then our need to start investigating all these issues was that we need this data because we have the customers, and our main business is to do energy efficiency projects. So basically we had a strong need to get this data because we are doing our decisions based on this data. So if we move on, then here you can see also why we are here today, because we were the first partners with Elering that started to use their Kobarde application. And this simple schema shows you how we are gathering our data and what we're doing with it. So we have three flows of data, as you can see from the schema. That on topmost row, there is the data that we're getting through the SFeed platform. In the middle, there is data that we are getting through a building management system. And below, there is data that is moving to us from the IoT sensors. So we are gathering all this energy data and putting it to our energiateenus e-base, as we call it. It's our database. And what we do with it is that we visualize it, we monitor it, and we analyze it. And for this purpose, we're using an application called EcoSCADA. So we haven't built this application ourselves, because when we started with all of this, with this energy monitoring system a couple of years ago, then we saw that there were already applications built, and we didn't want to start from the scratch. So talking about the upmost row one more time, that is most relevant when concerning the event today. From utility meters, from the electricity and gas meters, but also in the future from the district heating heat meters, we are, or actually not we, but the utilities are sending their data to SFeed, to Elering's database. And by using the Kobarde, this is the application developed by Elering, this data is all directed to us, to our server. So we can get through this Kobarde and SFeed the utility meters readings. That is not the most interesting part for us, because most interesting for us is the sub-meters. But this one we collect by the other two flows that you can see below there. So these are the building management system and Internet of Things sensors. So one point to make here is that when we are talking about these big buildings, then in most cases there is this building management system, and now we are talking about this energy management system. So one shouldn't mix these up, because one is more for regulating the devices, and the other one is getting the energy consumption data. So they can overlap sometimes, but not always. And what we do with this data is that first of all, our customers can see it. They can get the reports through the system. But what is more interesting for us is that we can do our math and our calculations based on this data. So we don't have to take the Excel always anymore, but we can already easily see and use the tools that are built into the EcoSCADA. And how it looks like, it's basically the graphs, as you've always all seen. So it can be displayed in several ways, but what is most important for us is that we can, at the same time, we can display different data flows from the building, from the spot price, from the weather forecast, and we can easily put all these together and see what's happening in the buildings. So you can see here down there is a nice little box, what we call heat map. It's showing all the strange events that are happening in our buildings, and you can easily spot the time when something was strange, when the consumption was too high, or when there was no consumption, for example, and you can then by using other tools figure out that why it was so strange. Talking about analysis, here we have a nice example from Tartu Aura water park. And you can see here that in addition to these utility meters, like the heat meter, we have there, I guess, 6 or 7 heat sub-meters. So you can easily see, I'm sorry, what was happening in pools, jacuzzis, how much heat went to ventilation or to other systems. So it's not only the main meter anymore, but it's one level deeper. And on the right side, you can see the water consumption, also different sub-meters, what goes where, and to make some, to analyze it and to see how to reduce the costs. By the way, below you can see the heat recovery. That was what we did in this project, that we installed the heat recovery devices. So that's the way, the energy monitoring system, how we can prove also that the actions that we're doing, that there is an outcome of this, that we're really saving the energy. And dashboard, that's one way how one customer wants to visualize it. A little bit dark for me, but why not? And so basically you can put there together all the data that you want to see. You can just have a quick view to it, open it in your web browser, and everything's in there. So come to our booth. We will show you more, with more time, what you can do there and how we're really using this data that is being collected by all the different systems. Thank you.